and then we'd say, hey, Game of the Year!
How's it going, Wild Man? Yeah.
Yeah. Game of the Year!
1996, Game of the Year.
Yeah. Yep.
You start with your
honourable mentions. So we do one each. First one, Alien Trilogy, another one of my early FPS games.
That you were shit at.
I'm shit at all FPS games.
Yeah.
The early doesn't come into it. But, I didn't actually have it, but Will had it on PS1.
So you were a leech.
Yeah. But it was my introduction to the Alien series.
Ah, okay. So you played.
I played it when I was like 5, as opposed to like watching the films where I was like 18.
So you played the game and then watched the film.
Yeah, but the game doesn't really have anything to do with the films, as far as I could tell.
As in, like, story, not.
Yeah.
I assume it actually has.
Yeah, it's got the aliens from the series, and you play as Ripley and stuff.
Ah, okay.
But the actual like locales are like inspired by the film.
Yeah.
But not.
Yeah.
Like directly like
it's a separate story.
Yeah. And it had these sound effects for the pulse rifle, which is one of the best things in the Alien series.
Can you give us an impression?
No.
My first honourable mention is Super Mario 64, which I never played until last year when I was at the Ontario Science Museum. There was a gaming exhibition, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this game is. I've not played this Mario game before, so I went up to it, and it was on Nintendo 64, and I was on it for about half an hour while Becky was like wandering around with other things, and I was like, this is amazing. And there was like little kids coming up to me and waiting for their turn, and I was like, no, and just carried on. And then this one kid came up and was like, you gotta do this. I was like fighting a boss or something, and he was like, you gotta punch him in the face. It's like, no, you have to go around his back. And then he was like, give it to me, and like snatched the controller off me. I was like,
man. You let
walk away.
Snatch a controller off you, man.
I didn't let him. He did. I just showed restraint in not killing him afterwards.
Fair play.
But yeah,
it's not as good as Rayman 2.
Ooh, controversial.
I prefer Rayman to Mario. It's never going to change. I'm just set in my ways.
Yeah. Well, we've both got the same.
Next one, Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Yeah,
which we've both not played.
We've not played, but it seems like it should be in there because of everything that came afterwards.
I mean, Elder Scrolls, it's hard to go wrong with Elder Scrolls, really.
It really is. And Arena, which we both played.
Yeah, very good. My next one, this is more of an honourable mention because, again, of what it led on to.
Yeah.
But Metal Slug, which is one of my favourite series of games ever, I think. One of the few shooters I can play because it's not first person. It's side-scrolling, which makes it all fine. Yeah, it's insane, and
I've never actually
you
played
run around
it, so.
and shoot things. It's it's
What
hard to
can go
find
wrong?
fault with,
Yeah.
but I mean the first one I've not played 6 billion times like I have with most of the other ones.
So
Right, to the Game of the Year
candidates.
I think we're gonna have to duke it out on this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Literally.
Yeah.
So
why don't you start?
all right, my first recommendation for Game of the Year is Crash Bandicoot. It is part of my it is a building block of childhood, which you cannot take away. It was like a funny, weird game that just was great, and that is why it should win.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I never really played the first one that much.
Yeah, but original Crash Bandicoot is it's a staple.
Fair enough.
Go on then.
Right, my first
Candidate.
candidate for Game of the Year. So yeah, there's what we do. So I just forgot where I was then. Is Civilization 2, which I played a lot of in my early teens, I think.
So that was like 2 years ago.
But no, it was sort of like year 7, year 8 time.
Yeah.
And basically my guitar teacher had a Civilization game on his computer, and when me and my dad, we used to get joint guitar lessons, and while he was doing my dad's lesson, I could go.
He used to sit and play.
I could go on his computer, and I played a Civilization game. I'm not sure which one it was. But then looking through like old CDs we had just lying around back on the old Windows 95 computer, cutting edge stuff.
Yeah.
There's a Civilization 2 disc, and I thought, well, I like the Civilization game I played before, so I'm going to try this out. The first time I played it, I couldn't figure out how to do anything. I literally started a game, pressed some buttons, nothing happened, and I gave up on it. But I came back to it a bit later, and like I had a bit more patience, and I actually stuck to it. And it's Civilization, but yeah, it's really good because you could have like the missiles like counted as units, and you kind of move them. Like you could have like tactical nukes and stuff, and you like move them as a unit, but like in the sky, so that you could like move them across a couple of turns. So it would like take a while for them to hit things.
Which sounds
If they were like
inconvenient.
yeah, but it's kind of cool though. Plus, you could.
I'm starting to understand why your games are the way they are. Me saying that's inconvenient, you going, yeah, that's good though.
But yeah, plus you could name towns, which is always hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine. After playing XCOM, and the character customization on that, it is a bonus. Even it's just a small thing, but it does add. It just adds feeling. Like you get attached to them.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine you get attached to towns, although less.
Yeah, but you like, I just hold on to them. I don't. This is like if I lose them, I'm just like fuck. I've got to start the whole thing again.
Just like XCOM.
Yeah.
So my second candidate for the winner
I may have to concede this one. So,
is Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
It's just again, and it like I said, Crash Bandicoot was a staple. This is the staple.
It continues to be a staple.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is like it's pretty much gone now. Like people loved it and look back fondly, but it's gone. Whereas Tomb Raider,
it has gone through some wobbles in its
yeah, I think as
some unsuccessful reboots, some more successful reboots.
Yeah, but I think even the less successful ones, like I would say, what's the one I've got? Legend, which I replayed recently.
Wasn't that it was just Tomb Raider 1 but remade with the sort of graphical style?
Or was that Anniversary?
That might be an Anniversary, you're right.
The name implies it.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not the best Tomb Raider game, but it's still.
It is. It's still a classic.
Yeah, and you still want to finish it.
But I would personally say, if I wasn't going to concede Tomb Raider, Logical Journey of the Zoombinis, best game ever.
No idea.
It's so good. It was the planting the seeds of my logical and mathematical development.
Oh dear.
Basically, what you did was you were getting these like little blue circle people. Slight inspiration of Flip Shepherd as well. Just like lemmings. But yeah, you could kind of customize them. There was like different sets of like hairstyles and glasses and nose colours and stuff. And it would like randomly generate a name for them depending on what you'd put in. And basically you had to get them through these logic puzzles. And like if you failed the puzzle too many times, some of them might get kicked back to the beginning. And the aim was to get them from this island, which had been overtaken by evil nasties. Technical term. And you had to get them to this new place called Zoombinis. And basically, the more Zoombinis you got through the challenges, and each time you went through, they got like harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
The more you got through, like the more things they'd get in their town. So there'd be like a swimming pool, a town centre, and things like that. It was amazing. I have been coming back to Zoombinis like every couple of years throughout my life, like until very recently, where sadly I moved on to Windows 7 and Windows 8 and 64-bit operating systems, which aren't quite so compatible with Windows 95 games.
They do seem to be a bit of a killer.
So whoever has the rights to Zoombinis right now, re-release it on Steam, compatible with modern operating systems, and you've got at least one purchase from me. I will even buy it when it's not on sale. There we go. That's commitment. As long as it's like less than a tenner.
Wow, that commitment there.
Yeah.
It's less than a tenner.
I think I'm not going to buy any game that's more than a tenner. But yeah, that's what I would say.
So that does sound good.
I love it to bits. I really do.
I like how...
And it's the same thing where you sort of like get emotionally attached to them.
Yeah.
Even though they're just these little weird things.
It's like Lantern.
It's a sort of a semi-educational game, I would say, because it's not like teaching you directly anything, but it's kind of developing logical skills and reasoning skills.
Yeah. Didn't work, did it?
Some of the puzzles I still can't do.
Oh, dear.
Like there's one where there's some sort of like hotel and you've got to put them in the right rooms in the hotel. Like I've got no idea what you're even supposed to do.
Like a hotel with an infinite number of rooms.
No.
You're like...
That I could do. That's easy. Tomb Raider, I would say I didn't put it on because my experience with Tomb Raider is on PC. And the PC controls for Tomb Raider, not so good.
Yeah, I mean, even I remember I had it on PS1, even the PS1 controls were awful. Not as bad, obviously.
I can imagine playing it with like a PS1 controller or an Xbox controller if DOSBox could handle that many axes.
DOSBox.
Add an Xbox support thing. But yeah, that's probably my one grievance of Tomb Raider. Otherwise, I'm happy to say Tomb Raider, best game of the year.
Yeah, 1996.
1996. They win. Well done, IDOS Interactive, if you still exist. Wait, we need to do the end bits. So like and subscribe and stuff.
And
comment if you think we're wrong.
Share.
And tell us why you think we're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout at us. We want to hear your opinion.
We might even read the comments.
We
get so few, we'll probably get around to it.
Yeah, probably. At some point.
Yes.
And share, do all the things that other people tell you to do in their videos.
Yep.
Because they get views. Why don't we? Yeah, my next honourable mention is Wipeout XL.
Excellent.
Not the small version.
No.
Which I had on PS1, I think. Must be.
Yeah, it would have been at that time.
Yeah. And basically, I don't know if you've ever played it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, but you have to... I only played one game type on it, and that was where you have to create the biggest crash possible. So basically, you start at the top of a ramp and go down to there's a highway, at the bottom. You just go in the middle and just cause as big a pile-up as you can. And there's some sort of sadistic pleasure about...
Burnout.
Got that. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I never really played the first one that much.
Yeah.
So that's where
Which ones did you play?
I played Wrath of Cortex, which I think is 2.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And a different one, which was also on the PS1, and there was like a motorbike in it.
Oh dear me.